Alright, so didn't show you guys, but I plugged this tire. There was a screw in it somewhere right there. So that side is down to 68. We put it up to 80. So I plugged it. I went and got a new compressor, which, looking at it, I don't think is gonna fit between the welder. The plan was to have it fit in there. Might have to do some cutting, but we'll see if I decide to make it fit. And then I have the hoses from the shop. We're gonna switch some fittings around, and we got a bunch. I got a blower finally, just a bunch of goodies. So we're gonna get home and start installing it. All right, so this video is gonna be long as shit at this point, but we need to get these mud flaps made tonight. It's been a couple of days. I went and bought this fucking unit right here, and this thing is insane. So I'm thinking, because this is the main motor piece here, I'm actually thinking about cutting this thing up so that way this would fit back in there, and then I could also mount the motor somewhere. But I don't know yet. I haven't committed to it, because if I do commit to it, I mean, I have a welder, I have everything I need, and I'm not worried about a warranty, and if something breaks, I'll just buy it again and move the parts over. But everything works, there's no leaks. I was able to get this tire filled back up. So we need to get that mounted somewhere. We need to get these mud flaps made. I've pulled everything out of the truck. You can see all that. I had an extra extension cord. I don't know why I kept the orange one when I had the yellow one. And then I have another heavy duty one somewhere else. I think I am using the other one for something. That's where that one came from. That was for the torpedo heater. The only thing down here are my leads for the welder, and then this guy for breaking into vehicles. I've taken the chains out, which usually I leave the chains in this little cubby right here. And I leave my binders in that cubby there. I leave my straps over here, and I leave wood blocks over here. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is finally like edging this out to put wood blocks here, to put straps here, and then making a section for both chains, bada bing, with some holes in the bottom of it so water doesn't stick, and then also a section for the binders. I also have, you know, a snatch block and the bridle and shit, which I hang up there, but I want to make this thing as clean as possible, and I'm slowly working my way to it. Some things take time, some things, you know what I mean? It takes time to do some of this stuff. So I'm doing what I can. I'm trying my best with what I got. I know I don't need to do this. I know the setup's already robust, but let's get to work. First things first, let's get these fucking mud flaps made, because I've been talking shit about them for so long. And then next step, we'll do this and we'll do this. So at this point, the laptop is about 5 to 7 days out without fixing. So I'm gonna try to edit some of these videos on my phone. There's a lot of ums and buts, and a lot of, you guys will wait until you see the raw uncut videos versus the actual videos that I take time to edit, because there's a lot of stuff that I cut out, like this random yapping here. I'd normally cut this out. You guys get to suffer through it. So the real OGs, you'll watch it. I appreciate you guys. All right, so pretty much what I did was I took a template. I made a template out of cardboard, and I'm just gonna duplicate this on the other side. And I traced on the back side kind of where I want it. So it should sit like right around there somewhere. So I made this, I think, 14 inches, because I think the tire from like outside to outside is like 13, something like that. So we got another inch, and then what I did was I came over here and I traced it out, and I did a little bit better of a job. So like this is kind of like an ass cut on here, and same thing with like these straight lines here. So I used a flat edge down here, and we're just gonna flip this to the other side and do it on the other side. And I straight edged that, you can see right there. And then I straight edged that and that. And now we just need to cut it out, get it cleaned up. Probably just gonna paint them black. And then I have a set of mud flaps that I'm gonna cut up for the bottom portion, because this piece of metal is only gonna come to right about here. That way, if we ever back over it on something, it just rips it off. Rather than ripping the metal, it will rip the rubber. So we're not gonna use bolts. I don't know what I'm gonna use yet to do it, but it's gotta be good enough that it stays on, but weak enough that that's the weakest point. If I back to a curb or something and I rip them off, I rip them off. Let's be real here for a second. That looks fucking sick. Granted, I know it comes out a ton, but I think that looks fucking sick. And then we hang the mud flap on the bottom. I might Actually, I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm gonna probably cut off about an inch on the inside, because like I'd rather have too much. Yeah, you can see how perfect that is. So if we cut off like about an inch right there and then we retrace it out, I think that looks fucking good. You guys see that back there? I did that with an angle grinder and a flap disc. So I say cut an inch off, make it an even 13. Ow, that fucking hurt. And send her down the road, because like one more inch, see how much that hangs out? I don't like that. Maybe we cut an inch and a half off. I don't know yet. We'll see. Let's see what I get to. So I ended up cutting 2 inches off. I tried an inch, didn't like it. So we decided to cut off the whole thing. Just kidding, just the tip. Cut off the tip twice. You know what I mean? Bam. So now when that sticks under there, that's kind of what holds it. And a little bit of the sidewall sticks out on both sides, so it just covers the tread, and I think it looks a lot better, because when you see mud flaps and they hang way in, it just kind of looks ugly. So I wanted to make sure it was what I wanted first. So what we're gonna do is get this traced out on the next one. So we'll probably just do it like, yeah, I don't really have any flat sides, so we'll probably do it here, to be honest, because this flat I can cover up. This flat's gonna be the one you see. So I'd rather make sure that it's a completely straight, and then we gotta clean this all off of all the rust, because the shop used to flood. All of this used to get flooded, and that's where I keep my metal. And we went through and redid all the stones around, so now it doesn't get water in here. So we don't have to worry about it anymore, but still, I gotta clean this off. So I will trace the next one out, get the second one built, and then we will work on getting these painted up and mounted up and getting bolt holes. So probably what I'll do is I'll get this side mounted up to where I like it, get the bolt holes marked and drilled, and then I'll just take them to the other side. So let's get it traced out and cut. So we got them both to cut out, and they're not exact. You can see how the one's a little bit bigger, which is good, because I'd rather have more material on one than the other. Obviously it's gonna, but it was more material on the second one, which means the first one was damn near perfect. So what we're gonna do is actually what I've been doing. This side is pretty lined up, so we're trying to line up pretty much everything and make all of these exact. So I have these stacked to where the bottom is damn near, so we're gonna keep it in the vise and then keep a clamp on it. We're gonna trim this down with a flap disc and make this exact as much as I can, and then we'll put it on the truck and start drilling our holes. Alright, so for the guys concerned, yes, I am using safety glasses, but we got pretty much everything as exact as I possibly could. Now we can undo this, and what I'm going to end up doing is cleaning off a lot of this bullshit, and then we'll get it on the truck. That way we can start the drilling, and then we will also hit it with the flap disc again. But this corner is basically the bottom corner here. As you can see on the truck, it comes out and goes down. So I try to match that as perfectly as I can. If you guys are interested in something like this, I have a guy that can cut these out for me to perfect shape every time. So let me know. Maybe we'll start selling them, but I'm going to start making some fab stuff. We are actually going to be working on intake horns soon. I posted it on Facebook like 2 months ago, and then we got super busy. But I have a guy, we're going to be coming in and making intake horns out of 3-inch piping and plate. He's going to be making them out of, like, I think we're doing stainless, but we're going to make our first one out of this just to get it mocked up, and then we're going to make a jig, and we're going to start selling those. So we'll have CP Logistics or CP Performance, whatever you want, intake horns. But we're going to start making shit, unfortunately. And I need to tell you guys that, because if I don't tell you guys, I'm just not going to do it, because this fab stuff, let's be real, it's for the birds. I used to love it, not so much anymore. I hate grinder sparks and all that bullshit, but I don't know. Let's get this thing cleaned up and see how she turns out. It's wild to me how these worked first time. That's fucking perfect. 2 bolts hold them things on. The back tires, there is 0 chance of backing onto them. Look, we got that one and that one. And obviously I'm gonna Loctite them, but it stays tight. Now I need to go up to the other truck and grab the mud flaps so I can get them cut to size. I don't know how long I want to make them, but I want to make them at least proportionate to what we're doing here. So, first time, worked. Drilled both the holes out. Factory hole, factory hole. Look how tight. That's 10 gauge steel. I'm gonna go up and grab the mud flaps, start like doing my thing, and then I'm gonna probably start painting these things tonight. Probably just gonna make them black, gloss black, that's gonna be it. So I've been cutting some pieces out. This is kind of where I think we're gonna go. So probably stick that like right there. See how we have like ½ an inch? I think that'll work out perfectly. So we're gonna pull those off, figure out how we're gonna mount it, and then start painting shit. And then these mud flaps, it doesn't matter how shitty a condition these are in, because they're literally just throwaway mud flaps. If I ever run them over or something like that, you know what I mean? Now I would like to put some weights on the bottom of them, make them look cool, but it's not important. So I did it backwards, because like this is supposed to be on this side, but I guess it doesn't matter. So this is kind of how it's gonna be. It literally just pinches down on the bottom. I like that. So I need to go up top, grab more bolts. But in the meantime, I think these are done. I can get these painted up, and then I'm gonna go grab some more bolts from up top. That way we can have 3 no holes drilled in this, and if we ever run it over, it should, in theory, rip this off, rather than ripping this off. All right, so we get them painted up over here. I think this is gonna be the last thing we do for tonight, because like I wanted to get that compressor mounted, but like guys, that shit is, this is taking me forever. So we're gonna let this paint dry. I am gonna get these installed tonight. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna get them installed tonight. Go up, grab the bolts. I'm just waiting on it to dry a little bit more. Pretty much what I'm using is this first, the rust reformer. Get rid of any of that, and then we're just gonna hit them with some paint and primer on the gloss black. Call it a day. Boom. Well, we got her on. Cut the bolts down short. This is tight, so if it ever backs over, which I don't know that I will, this should be good. What do you guys think? It sits perfectly. I made sure that shit would bug me if it wasn't. The mud flap itself, like I said, these are removable, so if I end up just not liking it or wanting to flip it around the other way, it's fine. I have the other piece cut here, and if I ever fuck them up, I have plenty more I can cut from. So let's go get the other piece over here and start putting it on. And I am Loctiting the bolts. These bolts up here, they are red Loctite. Now, if I care about putting the little thingy on the bottom, I will. What'd you guys think? How did I do? Because I think they came out fucking good. Let's see if we can, a nice little, they got that nice angle cut. They're perfect exactly where I want them. I pretty much just matched one side to the other. So in theory, where this lip grabs, this one over here should be the same. Hell yeah, if not close. Look at that. That is awesome. So happy that I decided to sit down and do that today. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. I doubt I'm taking Bertha home. Probably gonna take the car home, but it came out good. So I realized I never did an update for y'all. I just got the 5 to 6 inch tip on yesterday, and the backside of Bertha just looks incredible. In person, it looks better than it does on camera, but there you go. Now we just got to get it lowered. And I keep getting the comment about the tires. And guys, we're not replacing these tires anytime soon. All right. These things have 88,000 miles on them. I want to get 100,000 miles out of these tires. So plenty of tread in the middle. Not worried about it. And like I said, anything you see in this video was all hard edited, no editing, and just all raw, because I can't edit it until I get my laptop back. So I'm hoping it's back this week. The new City Diesel actuator should be here on Wednesday. And then I'm trying to find a long haul trip out to California or something, but we'll see. Nothing guaranteed. And if one of you guys has a black Sport Laramie front bumper, let me know, no matter where you are in the country, and I will try to find a way to make a trip out to you and get this bumper pulled off. Or if you're interested in this bumper, let me know, because I'll probably take 500 bucks for that bumper as is. So let me know. She's shitting again. Damn, you be shitting all the... Alright, well, enough of that. She decided to eat a ball toy last night, and I had to check that out. Apparently it went through her, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Later.